Hello, and welcome to Dream Venture Reborn. Today, we're embarking on a journey that's a little different from our usual adventures. We're delving into a sobering reality faced by millions around the globe. As we count down the top 10 countries with the highest crime rates projected for 2025. This isn't about fear-mongering, it's about understanding the complex world we live in. Our ranking is based on the Crime Index, a metric compiled from extensive survey data. It's important to remember these numbers aren't just abstract figures, they represent lived experiences. Crime doesn't exist in a vacuum. Poverty, instability, and weak institutions all play a role. As we go through this list, we'll try to unpack some of the underlying causes, so buckle up for an eye-opening look at the world's most dangerous places. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the South American nation of Peru. With a crime index hovering around 67.3, Peru grapples with deep-seated issues. Peru is one of the world's largest producers of coca leaf, the raw ingredient for cocaine. This illicit industry fuels a brutal cycle of violence driven by powerful cartels. Violence spills over into urban centers. Armed robberies and express kidnappings threaten residents and tourists. A justice system overwhelmed and corruption within law enforcement worsen the problem. Poverty and inequality provide fertile ground for recruitment into gangs and organized crime. For many Peruvians, the line between law and lawlessness is dangerously blurred. Next, Guyana. Moving to the northeastern coast of South America, we find our number 9 entry, Guyana. Recent oil wealth has not translated into widespread security. The country suffers an alarmingly high murder rate and frequent armed robberies. Homes and businesses are targeted. Many residents invest in heavy security. Weak enforcement, underfunded institutions, and corruption allow crime to flourish. Porous borders enable trafficking of drugs, guns, and people into the interior. Despite promise, the wealth gap fuels a vicious cycle of crime and corruption. Next, Syria. At number 8, we turn to a country whose name has become synonymous with conflict, Syria. With a crime index around 68.4, the breakdown of the state has created a vacuum filled by militias, warlords, and terrorist groups. The drug trade, including Captagon, funds factions and blurs lines between crime and conflict. Desperation drives looting, human trafficking, and a daily struggle for survival. Without functioning institutions, justice is arbitrary or absent. Without political resolution and rebuilding, Syria will remain tragically lawless. Next stop, Trinidad and Tobago. Our number 7 spot takes us to the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, a tropical paradise that hides a dark and violent reality. Sophisticated gangs control trafficking routes, fueling violence and homicides. Its strategic location makes it a critical transit hub for drugs destined to North America and Europe. Public shootings and innocent bystanders caught in crossfire are tragically common. High unemployment among youth supplies a steady stream of recruits to gangs. An overburdened legal system and corruption allow perpetrators to act with impunity. Next, Honduras. Journeying back to Central America, we arrive at our number 6 entry, Honduras. For decades, this nation has been plagued by extreme levels of violence. Transnational gangs like MS-13 and Barrio 18 operate as paramilitary criminal enterprises. Extortion rackets, war taxes, cripple local businesses and households. Honduras is a crucial corridor for cocaine trafficking. Gangs fight violently for control of these routes. Police are often outgunned, and collusion with criminals is common. Many Hondurans are forced to flee, feeding regional migration crises. Up next, South Africa. Breaking into our top 5, we travel to the southern tip of Africa, South Africa. The specter of apartheid continues to cast a long shadow over inequality and violence. South Africa has staggering rates of murder, assault, and brutal home invasions. Carjackings and violent street crime are common in urban areas. Low conviction rates and distrust in police drive people to private security and sometimes vigilante justice. Gender-based violence is a national crisis with horrific femicide rates. Despite beauty and resilience, many South Africans live with constant fear. Next, Haiti. At number 4, we return to the Caribbean to find the beleaguered nation of Haiti. With a crime index soaring to around 78.2, Haiti is near collapse. Powerful gangs control large parts of Port-au-Prince, running checkpoints and controlling ports and fuel terminals. The Haitian National Police are outmanned and often demoralized. Civilians are trapped without food, water, or medical care as violence prevents aid delivery. Kidnapping for ransom has become the lifeblood of the gang economy. Shuttered schools and closed businesses make everyday life a gamble. Next, Afghanistan. Entering our top 3, we land in Afghanistan, a country that has endured decades of conflict. with a crime index of approximately 78.5. Since the Taliban's return, the security landscape has dramatically reshaped. Afghanistan's role as a leading opium producer fuels organized crime and corruption. Systematic oppression and human rights abuses add a different kind of criminality. Rival extremist groups continue to carry out devastating attacks against civilians. Institutional collapse leaves local disputes settled through violence rather than law. Next, Papua New Guinea. Our runner-up is Papua New Guinea, an island nation with a staggering crime index. The rule of law is fragile, especially outside urban centers. Rascal gangs composed largely of unemployed young men terrorize urban areas with brutal violence. Robberies on buses, home invasions, and street muggings are common. Tribal disputes over land and resources can explode into clan battles with high-powered weapons. The Royal PNG Constabulary is under-resourced and often unable to intervene effectively. Gender-based violence and sorcery accusations further fuel brutal local crimes. And now, the most dangerous country on our list. And at the number 1 spot, the country with the highest crime index in the world for 2025 is Venezuela. With a crime index topping 81.3, Venezuela is in the throes of a deep crisis. Economic collapse, hyperinflation, and shortages of food and medicine have created unimaginable desperation. Corruption at high levels and a police force often complicit in crime mean there is little political will to confront organized syndicates. Powerful criminal syndicates known as megabandas control territories, running extortion, kidnapping, and drug trafficking networks. Armed robberies, express kidnappings, and home invasions are part of daily life, especially in Caracas. Over 7 million Venezuelans have fled, creating one of the world's largest refugee crises. For those who remain, survival means living in a society where violence is the ultimate arbiter of power. A tragic example of state collapse and criminal fusion. So there you have it. A sobering look at the 10 countries grappling with the highest levels of crime in 2025. The reasons behind these statistics are never simple. Poverty, corruption, legacy of conflict, and organized crime. Contrast this with countries that rank as the safest: strong institutions, low corruption, and social support. Security requires more than policing. Education, healthcare, economic opportunity, and transparent justice matter. These numbers represent real human suffering, and real people working to rebuild their communities. While the path to security is difficult, it is not impossible. Investment in social infrastructure changes outcomes. Which country on our list surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. If you found this deep dive insightful, consider subscribing to Dream Venture Reborn and hit the bell. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.